Here at Daddy Nadon, we look on how we can extend our content so people actually watch our videos and like them, subscribe them and share them. Anyway, we decided that we're going to do top 10 lists. And today we start with the Premier League top 10 strikers of all time. Remember, Premier League and strikers. Rules, because I need to say these rules, otherwise we're going to get loads of question mark with names because people never fucking listen. Rules. First off, strikers. Players who play in the 4-4-2, and a lot of teams don't do that today, but there's a few players from back in the old days who were a second striker. No wingers, so no Salah, and there's no Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo might be the greatest player of all time, but he wasn't the best Premier League player, and he played as a winger in his first spell. He was a striker for Real Madrid. Come back, just because he plays now doesn't mean he qualifies. For me, no. Salah, bit easier. He's a winger. Liverpool fans ain't deluded like Man United. They'll get that. Also, you have to have played 5 years at least in the Premier League. So no Eric Cantona, because he only played 4.5. And there's no Luis Suarez before you two fans start pissing and moaning. Oh, and finally, instead of 10, there's 11 because I make the rules. Anyway, before we get to 11, here's an honourable mention. Honourable mention, Ruud van Nistelrooy. 95 goals in 150 appearances for Man United. 5 seasons, Golden Boot winner, PFA Player of the Year winner. Anyway, let's get to the list. The top 11 Premier League strikers of all time. Number 11, Andy Cole. Played in the Premier League for 13 years, from 93 to 2006. 187 goals and 414 appearances. 93 of them for Man United and 43 for Newcastle. He scored 30 in 1 year. That made him move to Man United. He did play for other teams like Blackburn, Man City, Portsmouth, some small club in West London, Fulham. But yeah, listen, people forget about him, but he won the Premier League 5 times. Third all-time goal scorer in the Premier League history. Golden Boot winner for Newcastle. And he did win Young Player of the Year in the early 90s. And he was part of the Team of the Year for the treble winning Man United team. Underrated, always gets overlooked. But yeah, what he did, especially in the later years for Man United in the 90s, he deserves to be in this list. And he was my thorn in the side. He cost us the league in 98-99. So yeah, great player. Number 10, Ian Wright. Biased one? Maybe. But I don't give a shit. Listen, 104 goals for Arsenal and 191 appearances in the Premier League. That's in the Premier League, remember. And he did score 9 for West Ham in 22 appearances. So that's a total of 113 goals and 213 appearances. Premier League champion for Arsenal on 1 occasion. He was in the Team of the Year on 2 occasions, and he won Player of the Month. Not as a stacked resume as others, but I watched Ian Wright. I idolised Ian Wright until someone else come along in 99. Well, Bergkamp as well, but before Henry, it was all about Ian Wright. Top goal scorer. He scored plenty more goals for Arsenal. He was ahead of his time. He had pace. He was a poacher. He was fast. And he just sort of did everything. He was in the right place at the right time. Ian Wright, you're number 10. Number 9, Michael Owen. Another one that people might actually not have thought of. But actually, if you look at his career, pre-Real Madrid, from Liverpool, it's basically Liverpool, the reason why he's on this list. He played from 97 to 2003. I'm not considering post-Real Madrid, not 2004 onwards. Few goals for United, and he won the Premier League, so that adds to it. But for Liverpool, he played a season, Golden Boot on 2 occasions, Young Player of the Season, Team of the Year on 1 occasion, a couple of Player of the Month, won a Ballon d'Or for God's sake, 150 goals and 326 appearances. He did get 118 of them for Liverpool. Listen, he was going to be the next best thing. He did have a decent career, could have been better. The only thing negative I'll say about Michael Owen is that he can't commentate. Stop commentating. Anyway, number 8, Snake. Robin Van Persie. Again, a player, if he stayed fit, would have probably broken the record for the top goal scorer in the Premier League history. 144 and 280 appearances. Majority of this is because he had a 2-year stretch where he was probably the best player in the league by a mile. Near to Messi and Ronaldo at that point for me as well. 2011 to 2013, 1 for United, 1 for Arsenal, 1 for United. Golden Boot, Golden Boot both years. He won the Player of the Year for us, and he is a Premier League champion for Man United. Football writers, Player of the Year as well, Team of the Year on both occasions. Them 2 years really defined him. He was good before that, had a few good seasons, and again, he's on number 13 all-time list. He's a master of his craft. Again, if he stayed fit, he would have got over 250 goals, no doubt. But yeah, I can't not add him in, even though he is a snake. Number 7, Didier Drogba, a player that Stats won't show him as goal scorer, but it's the way he played that puts him in this list. And again, he's got a good stat record, good honours list, Premier League champion on 4 occasions, Golden Boot on 2 occasions, assist provider on 1 occasion, PFA Team of the Year on 2 occasions. He spent 10 seasons at Chelsea, 104 goals in 254 games, 29 in all-time list. He's over 100. But he's like the modern day of Tony, but better, of course. He could do everything on the pitch. He was a nightmare to play against. It'd make you look like you've never played football before. Absolute beast. Had a free kick in him. Leader. Yeah, great player. Maybe I'm pushing him in 7th, maybe 10th. A lot of people won't even put him in here. The only thing I'll say about Drogba, please stop comparing him to Thierry Henry. That's like comparing a Mini Cooper to Ferrari. He was good, but Henry was 10 times better. Let's just be honest about that. Please, Chelsea fans, don't kill me. Number 6, Dennis Bergkamp. Yeah, Bergkamp didn't score goals, and this is why I said at the start. I know that some people go, he only scored that many! But he was just one of the best players you ever see. Oh, my God, he doesn't get the credit he deserves. He's Kevin Brunier today. Bergkamp is just amazing. Everything about him. His awareness, his touch, his passing, his shooting, his intonation, aggression on the ball, everything. He's just a world-class player. 87 goals and 315 appearances. Not many, but 3-time Premier League champion, Player of the Year, Football Writers of the Year in 97-98, Team of the Year, couple of Players of the Month, Premier League Hall of Fame. Only 2 other players are on this list that are in that Hall of Fame. So he did all right, didn't he? Number 5, Harry Kane. When you do your research for this list, you've got to look for the honours, and he got no team honours. That's because he plays for Tottenham. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Anyway, that's another subject for another time. Anyway, Harry Kane. You can say what you want. He might play for the Scum, but Harry Kane is a real world-class striker. 173 goals and 264 appearances. 5 times PFA Team of the Year. 3-time Golden Boot. PFA Fans and PFA Young Player on 1 occasion each. Listen, he's still playing. He's 29. He's got every chance of being the top goal scorer all-time Premier League. He's currently number 7. He'll break that. Great player. Can say what you want about him. He deserves something. He should have moved on in the summer. This has been recorded just after the Man City win, and he showed why he can still do it. Great player, and I can't not put him in here. Number 4, Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney, please don't shoot at me, Man United fans. I'm not saying he's overrated. I still think he's great. But his stats underwhelmed me. 208 goals and 491 appearances from 2002 to 2018. 3 seasons with Everton. He's got a lot of goals. And he was a fantastic player. Number 2 all-time goal scoring record for the Premier League. Great player. Premier League champion on 5 occasions. PFA Player of the Year 1 time. PFA Fans Player of the Year 2 times. Young Player of the Year 2 times. Team of the Year 3 times. Football Writers Player of the Year 1 time. Player of the Month on numerous occasions. Great player. I thought he could have just scored more. I don't know why. They'll say, because he played number 10. Yeah, but he didn't play number 10 more than he played a striker. So really, I don't know. Rooney's a great player. Definitely on my list. I looked at these stats and thought he was better than that. That's all I'm saying. Number 3, anyway. He's good, Rooney. I'm not saying him off. Great player. One of England's best players of all time. Anyway, we move on to number 3, Sergio Aguero. From 2011 to 2021, Man City, 1 club man in the Premier League, 184 goals and 275 appearances. Golden Boot on 1 occasion, PFA Team of the Year on 2 occasions, multiple Player of the Month, and a 5-time Premier League champion. He was quite injury prone in his first few years in the sense where he never finished the season. Another player that generally could have got past Alan Shearer's record. He was, again, very similar to Ian Wright. Had a pace, had a finish, knew how to time his run in the right place at the right time. These are why these players are like that. They sort of have everything. They can just tap the ball in, but they can also skin a few players and put it into the goalie's right-hand corner without him getting near it. And he could do that. Great player, greatest than me. Shame he had to retire last year. But yeah, one of the legends of the Premier League. Doubtedly Man City's greatest ever player. Moving on to number 2, Alan Shearer. Our top goal scoring record for the Premier League. Number 1, 260 goals for 441 appearances. 148 for Newcastle, 112 for Blackburn. 92 to 2006, I believe. Listen, Premier League champion on 1 occasion. Premier League Team of the Year on 6 occasions. Football Writers Player of the Year 1 time. Golden Boot 3 occasions. PFA Player of the Year 2 times. Numerous Player of the Month. Premier League Player of the Year 1 time. Hall of Fame. Founding member of the Hall of Fame. All you need to know is that Alan Shearer was an absolute legend. He was a poacher, but he could header the ball. He had nerves of steel. He was a leader. He had bottle. Yeah, you can't not love Alan Shearer. And his celebration wasn't too bad either. That's a bit like me when I get a bet right, or when I've been able to have more than 5 drinks. That's Phil, the daddy, when he's allowed out. Moving on, number 1. Who else would it be? Could be a biased list, but majority of fans, apart from Chelsea United fans, would say this guy. I'm sorry, he is the greatest Premier League player of all time, not just striker. Thierry Henry, 175 goals in 255 games. What a resume this guy has. Oh, but the watching was just outstanding. He could skin anyone. He had everything. He came as a winger in the first 2 years, became a striker. Imagine if he started as a striker, he would have got more goals. He spent a total of 8 seasons in the Premier League, and he came back for brief appearances. But 2-time Premier League champ, 2-time PFA Player of the Year, Team of the Year 6 times, Football Writers Player of the Year 3 times, Premier League Player 2 times, Golden Boot, record setting 4 times, assist leader 1 time, Player of the Month numerous occasions, Hall of Fame, PFA fans 2. How he didn't win a Ballon d'Or is beyond me. Thierry Henry is the greatest Premier League player of all time, the greatest striker in the Premier League of all time, Arsenal's greatest player of all time, the best French player of all time. Everything about Thierry Henry puts him in the list of one of the greatest players of all time. He is number 1. People want to say different, that's your choice, but it's wrong. Remember, it's wrong. Like saying Graham Potter is, okay, I'll stop about him. Anyway, that's the list. Did I get anything wrong? Anyone you would have added? Or am I a wanker? Leave in the comments. Subscribe, like, comment, notify. Do everything you have to do, because we're trying here. Anyway, for now, bye-bye.